Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind. This is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live. And thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. We are going to talk today all about the new moon in Cancer that is coming up. I'm going to talk about the general energy of the moon. What does it mean to have a new moon in Cancer? What are the major aspects that this moon is making and what that means for us collectively? What's the Sabian symbol? What's the Chandra symbol? And what's the gene key that aligns with this new moon? And also at the end, I go through each of the signs and tell you where this is happening in your chart based off of your sun, moon, Venus, rising, wherever you have Cancer energy in your chart. So let us say hi to everybody that is here. We got Melanie, welcome in. Raven, how are you? Let's see, Darcy, welcome in. Maricela, we got Sunny, Malaya, April, welcome. Thank you guys all for showing up and let's have some fun. Hello, Wendy, welcome in. I just emailed you back. Yes, so excited to talk about this. And before we dive into the astrology, I'm going to be sharing the chart on the screen. So I'm going to get ready for that. But before we dive in, I do want to welcome in all the new subscribers. I want to ask that you please give this video a thumbs up, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching the replay. I also want to make sure that you have your notifications turned on for the channel so you get notified of when I go live and when I upload videos. And make sure that you also download my free moon astrology guide because it will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. And then it'll enter you into my email list. And I send out a weekly moon magic report. And that report tells you the horoscope for the week ahead. So what I want to announce today, other than what I just did, is my new shop, which I just launched. So let me do a little share on that. I've been sharing this. This is kind of the big announcement of the week. But here is my new shop, Eagle Star Jewels by Gobind. We just released, as I'm talking as if there's like multiple people behind the scenes over here. we just released all of these new pieces of jewelry that I made. And I'm really freaking proud of. So I wanted to share them with you guys. This one is the one that's being featured right now. I am obsessed with these earrings. I wear them literally every day. They're super simple. They're not super huge, but they are so amazing and they feel amazing to wear. Also, let's look at the other one that is featured. Basically, all the rose quartz stuff I have featured, which I think is fun. We've got the rose quartz goddess serpent headpiece that can be worn as a necklace. It can be worn as a bracelet, a really like beautiful, elegant, and divine feminine bracelet. And of course, the main thing is that it is a headpiece to wear for meditation or for ceremonies or rituals, however you want to use it. We also have tons of these really cool bolo bracelets that I made that are super, they're not dainty, but they kind of feel that way. And I love how they dangle also from the design of the chain that dangles from it. That's like my favorite part of it. But these are so freaking cute, and I've never made anything like that before. And here's another new item. We've got this rose charm and rose quartz necklace. And I also have a version that is prehnite. And prehnite is a very spiritual stone. But as you can see, it's super dainty and I freaking absolutely love it. I wear this one all the time too. So just wanted to share that with you guys. There's tons of new head pieces. And here's basically all of them here. We've got blue sapphire, labradorite, citrine, aquamarine, rainbow moonstone, pink tourmaline, amazonite and pearls, clear quartz, rose quartz, just pearls, and then of course the ruby and pearl one, and then the emerald one, which is like the freaking most badass one that I have made. So there you have it. I wanted to show this to you guys because I am so excited about the new shop and the way that it looks. Super fun for me to be able to have something that is aesthetically really nice. But you can see there how many new things. Oh, and I made little ankh earrings too, which are like freaking adorable. Adorable. Okay. So thank you for listening to my little spiel about that, and I hope you guys go check out the new jewelry pieces, and all of those things are already made, so nothing in the shop right now is made to order. Everything is already ready to go. So if you purchase something, it's going to get mailed like right away, because that's why I spent all these months making all this new jewelry and designing all this new jewelry so that I could have inventory to add to the shop and not have to do made to order orders, because those do take a lot of time for me, and they are a little more challenging to fulfill. Anyways, hello, Rebecca. Welcome in. Hello, Sunny. I don't know if I said hi to you yet, but welcome. Thank you for being here. Hello, Maria. Welcome in. Hello, Chanel. So good to see you. Thank you, Melanie. She says very beautiful. Yeah, I'm really proud of all the stuff I made, and actually the pictures came out really good too. I'm really excited, right, Raven? Yeah, I'm so talented. It's the undefined G. I can be a million things. Julie and the two. It's the undefined G and the two profile in the dancer. I just go with the flow. Go with the flow. Yeah, most of the stuff, if it's gold, I use gold filled, not literally, not pure gold, because then they would be like thousands of dollars, but I definitely use gold filled for all of my stuff. And most of it does not, gold filled should not, like you mentioned, turn, I don't know what you said, something, turn colors. Anyways, gold filled is what I use for most of the stuff. Thank you, Wendy, for posting that link up there. And the link is also in the description of this video. It's the we. Exactly. There you go. It's the we and Jai. Thank you, Maria. All right, so let's actually dive into the emerald is their real emeralds and gold filled chain and metal. And that one is like for reals. Okay, it was really expensive to get those little tiny emerald beads. It's like, whoa. But let's talk about the astrology of this tarnish. Yeah, gold filled technically does not tarnish, should not tarnish. So that's what's really cool about it. Oh, and I'm also going to be making but this is like later on. I'm going to be making those like elastic bracelets. And I've got some pretty cool designs that I'm thinking about as well. So here we go. Let's talk about this new moon. So I'm going to move forward to when the new moon is happening. And we will take a look at the chart together because it's what I love to do. Okay, let's go a minute and then go back. And I love all the information that is included in these astrology videos. And it's like a very like kind of comprehensive report on the energy of new and full moons. All right, here it is. Let's take that snapshot and go to the chart here, and then we can talk all about it. And you guys are able to see this, right, on the screen, the chart? I hope so. Okay, let me rearrange my little stuff over here. So what's how do you know it's a new moon? Well, it's a conjunction between the sun and the moon. So there it is, 7 degrees, and look at that. Guess who's with the moon, at least in my chart? Black moon Lilith. So, I just fixed my glasses over here. I don't usually talk about, the asteroids. I talk about that a little bit more like in the moon goddess training and things like that. But Black moon Lilith is the renegade goddess, and she is like rebellious. And she's conjunct this new moon in Cancer. In general, a new moon in Cancer is all about connecting to our emotions. It's about tapping into our emotional intuition and listening to what our emotions are communicating to us. It is an empowered energy when you can work with your emotions and not allow them to take over your life. And then every year on this new moon, we get to set an intention for the new cycle ahead of how we want to show up and be present to the power of empathy and the wisdom of emotions as powerful communicators and as keys that open the door for us to work on a deeper level on our own spiritual healing. I was just talking about this today in the moon goddess training, that the emotions are the keys that open the doors, but they don't go with you through the portal. Like they open the portal, but you go in to do the work. And in that space, you have to have a higher perspective. You have to see things from a higher perspective, and understanding what those 9 basic perspectives are is how you can have a more open mind about what is happening in your life. So this is, hello Jeanette, welcome in. This is a new moon that's happening on the 28th. So is that Tuesday? And we're going to do our ceremony here tomorrow night, because I didn't get to do a Sagittarius ceremony because I had one live here in Sedona. But we're going to, and it was epic, we're going to do the ceremony tomorrow night because, like I said, this next week that's coming up, I am going to be working, but on something else. I'm going to be moving. And so it's an hour and a half from where we are to where we're moving. So we have like a lot to do and many trips to take back and forth. So then I have to take down the office. So expect silence here on the channel next week. unless you're in the Starseed membership, then I've already scheduled all of the emails and all of the content that needs to go out next week. That's all going to be ready. You're going to get your meditation and you're going to get your PDF file. All of this stuff is coming out early just to make sure it all goes out in time. So if you're in the Starseed membership, you're going to get like, information about the astrology of next week. And then also, if you are on my email list, I'm going to send out the Moon Magic Report on Wednesday morning, and then you'll have the horoscope for the whole week, the following week. And then I should be back by the week after that, but no promises because I have an undefined ego. I'm not allowed to make promises. My desire is that I get over there, I set up my office, everything works good. The internet that we got works good, but I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of troubleshooting here and there. So we will get together through this crazy transition. Okay. So Mercury is in Gemini at my natal Gemini moon degree right now. Ooh, cool. That's fun. And Venus also, remember, she just entered Gemini too. And on the new moon, she's actually very close to that star called Aldebaran. So that is, why is that message held for review? So weird. YouTube is weird. So that is why it's really unique. This is a unique moon, but let's look at some other stuff because in a general sense, that's new moon in Cancer. But what else is actually happening here with this moon? Well, one of the things that is going on is this moon is exactly squaring Jupiter. See, Jupiter is over here at 7 degrees. And there it is. Boom. A freaking square. That's like an exact square, you guys. That's kind of intense. Jupiter is the planet that expands everything. It makes everything bigger. But the problem is that a square brings in challenges. So even though whenever Sun squares Jupiter, conjuncts Jupiter, sextiles Jupiter, trines Jupiter, the most powerful, like good luck energy to launch us forward is Sun trine Jupiter. When the Sun trines Jupiter, this is the most powerful energy. And it's good luck and it's very, very like auspicious time. But, it's certain emojis. Okay. But the square, even though it can have some exciting features, it is also a challenge. It can be a challenge as well. Yeah. Did you guys get to see the planets alignment? It's going to be going on for I think a couple of weeks. We're all going to see them in the dawn hours, in the early dawn hours, and they're all in alignment, literally, basically in the order that they are in the solar system, which is really, really cool. So this is a direct exact square. So expect this energy to be kind of magnified in one way or another. And we did just say, okay, Black Moon Lilith is right there too. So what about that? That's again a square to Jupiter, and Jupiter magnifies whatever it touches. In this case, we're talking Cancer, so this is emotion. So it could be a very emotional day, in general. The moon is also making a. Let me find her right here. So here's Vesta, and then the moon is making a trine to Vesta. And Vesta is known as the keeper of the sacred flame. She's in Pisces right now, the keeper of the sacred flame in a very spiritual energy, in a very ethereal energy, and inviting us to step into our divinity and compassion and empathy and love. So again, a trine is a good thing. This is what it invites us to do, but it is also more water energy, which means more emotions, right? Venus on this day will also be making a sextile to Jupiter. And because she's going to be at 7 degrees right here, she is going to be 2 degrees away from Aldebaran. And so the sextile to Jupiter is right there. Now that's actually a really good thing. That's good luck. Venus and Jupiter are known as the two benefics. The fact that Venus is very close to Aldebaran also means that she has deep connection to the Eye of the Bull, the Eye of Revelation, the Eye of Ra. There's information there. It's the Orion energy. There's information there that is beyond our comprehension, but our ability to tap into it happens and opens up when planets align with the fixed stars. So I think like the next day or the day after, 2 days after this new moon, Venus exactly hits Aldebaran. And that's the power of the all-knowing eye of Horus. It's got many, many names, but it's connecting to the Orion portal and connecting to the mysteries of the universe, the information, the Akashic, the ninth dimension, which is the which is the dimension of God, the dimension of like the void, all of that stuff. But a sextile between Venus and Jupiter brings in good luck. And Jupiter is in Aries, so this is the year where it's very fiery energy. You know, it's a very fiery, activating, action-oriented energy. And that can be good or bad, right? Because this means that Jupiter is magnifying Mars energy, and Mars is technically the warrior, right? The warrior, and it's like he's willing to go fight, fight the good fight, or fight maybe not the good fight, And Aries energy can be not unpredictable, but it can be very intense and like doesn't really think. It's impulsive. That's the word I'm looking for. Aries energy can be impulsive. So it's interesting because you also have Venus in Gemini, which is air, and Jupiter in Aries, which is fire. So air fuels the fire. So this can be kind of a fiery encounter, a fiery energy, and anything that makes alignments to Jupiter right now is going to feel that fiery energy as well. Venus is also making a square to Vesta. So she herself is making a square to Vesta. And that is like challenging us to, for one, with Venus, on Venus side, we have more open-mindedness, more communication, more curiosity, more neutrality. Gemini can be neutral and it can also be dualistic. But with Pisces energy and Vesta being the keeper of the sacred flame, it's challenging us to continue to, as we dive into more mind information, like mind energy, which is very Gemini in all the air signs, instead of more like logical mind focus, to be more heart focused, which is the energy of Pisces and the water signs. Really talk about dropping into your heart. On this day, Mercury is going to be making a trine to Saturn, and he's also passing through the Orion starseed. So there's Mercury right there. There is, here, let me erase some of this stuff so you can actually see it. So you've got Mercury right there, you've got Saturn right there, and then there is it's not an exact trine, but it's definitely present. And that's harmonious connection between our communication and then us being responsible about what we say. Like what comes out of our mouth is kind of filtered by the energy of Saturn, which is not going to say something it doesn't belong to him to say. It's not going to be excessive. Saturn is not excessive energy. Saturn is, in fact, restrictive energy. So it's going to restrict itself and be more responsible in the way that he communicates things. And that's the energy that comes through here. Let's see. I would say there's two things that are, or three things, okay? These last three things are actually really, really significant. Everything we just talked about it's going to play a role, but these three things I am going to talk about now are actually kind of crazy. Okay, one of them is Saturn. He's at 24, right? He is actually making a T-square to the nodes. And technically to Saturn too. Woo, 33 in the chat. That T-square is karmic because it's the nodes, and the nodes deal with past life, karma, all that stuff. Oops. Are you guys able to see? I need to reconnect the iPad. But yeah, so that is actually very significant because means this is karmic time. Karmic, whatever. We are dealing with karma during this time. What's the next thing? The next thing is Mars making a motherfucking square to Pluto. That's gnarly. That's gnarly. It's not exact, but it's literally only 2 degrees away. That's like war. That's war energy. Mars and Pluto are like, they're savages. You know, Mars, the god of war, Pluto, the god of the underworld. It's like they can cause some freaking damage. And Mars is strong in Aries. Like he doesn't mess around. And Pluto is also strong in Capricorn, and he's also retrograde. And believe it or not, we are moving into the exact Pluto return of the United States of America in these next couple of weeks. So we're going to feel some crazy stuff. To me, I see this collectively. I see this very much happening, showing up collectively. And then individually, this is like uncomfortable impulses, like aggression. What's another energy? Mars and Pluto. Volatile energy, anger. Like, you know, it's like, like it's not good. Not good. I don't even really know. I just telling you guys, like, this is the thing. And to add to this, unfortunately or fortunately, on this exact day, Neptune goes retrograde. Neptune goes retrograde. And what happens when Neptune goes retrograde? I'm about to make the video about this for the membership, but what happens when Neptune goes retrograde is that the veil gets lifted and all of the lies are revealed. Everything that is a lie, everything that is an illusion, in our lives and in the collective, everything that has been, that how we've been lying to ourselves, lying to others, how the collective has been lying to the collective. This is what is going to happen is all of a sudden it's like you see behind the curtain at what Oz really is. Right? The Wizard of Oz, who's supposed to be this like great wizard and then turns out to be this like just short little man. You know, it's kind of like that. It's like the veil is there's no longer a veil. Like if Neptune is I know it's a lot, Raven. If Neptune is the one that brings in the illusion, and sometimes it's like, yay, it's all fun and beautiful, and like the sirens of the sea are the most perfect example of like Neptune energy. They're beautiful and they like draw the sailors of the sea to them, and then they drown them and kill them and eat them. You know what I mean? It's like they sing this beautiful song to like lure the sailors in, and they're so beautiful, but then they're like demons. You know what I mean? So then it's like the mask is going to be taken off. So it's a lot to deal with. I feel like better that we see the truth than not. Better that we're not living in an illusion. 100% reality. Well, I don't know. It's like the Matrix. It's like the guy at the end of, I think, the first movie that is like, you know what? Fuck this. I don't want to be in the real world where it's like us against these giant robot machines that can kill us and there's no food, and basically like living in the real reality of outside of the Matrix sucks. And so he chooses to go back into the Matrix, which is Neptune direct. He chooses to be like, screw it. Connect me back up. I want to eat like steak. You know, even if it's not real, I don't care because at least it seems real to me. That's very Neptunian. That is very like the duality of like Neptune versus no illusion, right? The illusion versus no illusion. So I don't know, which do you prefer? Either way, we don't get a choice because Neptune's going retrograde. And so we're going to start to see a lot of the unveiling of what has been going on collectively and in our lives. What have we not been willing to see? What have we not been willing to deal with, to witness? Yes, the veil comes off, the masks comes off. You see everything, and with Mars square Pluto and Saturn T square the nodes, not going to be the best like energy for a new moon in Cancer conjunct Black Moon Lilith. Okay. So honestly, it's like half amazing and then half like, what the F is that all about? It's really what we're dealing with here. So we'll just see how it unfolds individually for us in our lives. Yeah, exactly. Raessa, the guy, yeah, he's like Judas. Because I saw a video of them comparing all the characters of the Matrix to Jesus and his 12 disciples, and that was like Judas, who like in the end betrays Jesus. He betrays Neo, whatever. So yeah, the traitor, right? Judas. So anyways, really cool examples to what is actually happening right now, which is kind of crazy. So what I want to do next is dive into and honestly right now the world is crazy and it's just gonna keep being crazy. So all you can do is just do your best and like live in your truth. Like do your best to like be in your essence, you know, in your wisdom. That is really, really important right now. So Sabian symbol, Chandra symbol, and then the gene key, and then we're going to go through all the signs. So stay tuned because I do go through all the signs and tell you where all of this is happening in your chart. It's all serving a purpose. Yes, thank you, Wendy. Exactly. Exactly. As soon as I said that about Judas, I even remember that like Jesus wasn't even mad at him. Like, I ain't mad at you. You know, like, what's that song? That Tupac song? I ain't mad at you. I got nothing but love for you. Do you think, boy? So, dun 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 dun. That's the song I'm talking about. But you're right, Wendy. Like, even Jesus was like, oh, no, I know you're going to do that to me. It's okay. You're supposed to. I ain't mad at you. Like, it's your job. That's like a master perspective. That's a master talking for sure. Yes. Thank you, Wendy, for saying that. Hello, just me. Welcome in. Okay. So, what is the Sabian symbol? Let's go to the Sabian symbol and we're going to add meaning to this, symbolic meaning to all of this. Here we go. 7 degrees of Cancer. Sabian symbol. A gathering of rabbits in human attire scatters as a woman riding a tiger leaps into their midst. A gathering of rabbits in human attire scatters as a woman riding a tiger leaps into their midst. So let's try to, that sounds like a Alice in Wonderland type of situation there. Irreverent commentary on human social behavior. Examining human behavior in literature, drama, or film, or in the sciences of sociology, anthropology, or psychology. Seeing through people's pretentious social postures to their underlying motivations. Identifying those ruled by fear, the prey, and those ruled by desire, the predators. Life as a hunt, social games, vying for prestige, maintaining civilized human behavior no matter what the situation, versus descending into the unconscious. Bestial games of the masses. What? Like WTF? Bestial games of the masses can be dragged into the fray by any uncontrolled desire or fear. Wow, like being controlled by fear, right? Rabbits are very fearful of things, but it's their fear that usually saves them. But they're always in fear. Playing by the rules versus behaving like a knave or a wolf in sheep's clothing. Ooh. Unscrupulous competitiveness in the cultural marketplace and humorous puncturing of phoniness and pretense. So, yeah, you got to think of what the rabbits represent. They're also, okay, the masters of procrastination. They live in fear. There's fear. It's very, very, very like Twilight Zone kind of a Sabian symbol. So, but the tiger comes in, and the woman riding the tiger, that's really unique right there. Obviously scares the rabbits because the tiger can eat the rabbits. So they disperse. They're like, ah, it's like, oh, we were doing something. We were pretending, the rabbits are pretending to be human, like rabbits wearing human attire. And they're like, so basically it's like the fear underneath like humans, like it's the fear that's underlying there's a lot of fear behind a lot of people right now. Like a lot of people are living in fear, right? Like people represent the rabbits. So the rabbits are wearing the human attire. They represent the people that can just be like scattered off, easily by a tiger that comes in. But it's not just a tiger, it's a woman riding a tiger. And the woman represents obviously the feminine. It is heightened awareness too. That's true, Wendy. The rabbits are heightened awareness. It's the woman who represents like the feminine, the divine feminine. And then she's riding the tiger, which is also representative of like feline energy, is very much like queen-like, also king-like, but very queen-like, and very, so to me, it's like, okay, are you on the side of the rabbits or are you like on the side of the woman and the tiger? Like basically, are you living in your truth? Are you living in your power? Or are you like so measly and afraid of everything that anyone can just like run all over you? That's how I'm sensing this that's going on. It's like, I feel like the rabbits scatter, right? But the woman on the tiger is just like, whatever, going on, just passing through. You guys are tripping out, that kind of thing. But I think it has to do with us living in our power and in our strength, and in like knowing who you are, you walk with confidence. If you don't know who you are, then you're just pretending to know who you are. And so, but there's fear underneath. That's what I think this is reaching towards. It's fear underneath. I'm envisioning Amazonian woman though. Yeah, right. Riding a tiger. Okay. So we are going to next talk about the Chandra symbol. The Chandra symbol. All right, so here's the Chandra symbol for this moon. An alchemical text written on parchment. The code that brings everything together is here remembered and insisted upon. You cannot shake off the authoritative understanding of the higher aspect and its call. You are riveted to the spot inwardly by the story, the myth, the legend. For you believe in the chronicle, the birthright of realization, penetration, and the return upon the spiral. This way of being also calls up wild events and experiences in order to both challenge and to rally your understanding into renewing itself by encompassing what is anything but already cosmically clear. And as you discover how to enjoy and partake in the chaos below, and to commune within and heighten the dedication above, the path of always having known these things before will reawaken in a whole other sense and become life-giving, life-renewing, and richly permeating and true. So powerful. But there's a lot there. So let's read it again and show you, and I'll tell you the things that are kind of coming up for me when I hear this. The alchemical text written on parchment. This talks about alchemy. This reminds me of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. We were actually just talking about this in the Moon Goddess training today. It is the code that brings everything together. What is the code that brings everything together? If it's alchemical, it is the understanding of the building blocks of the universe, which is sacred geometry. It's a code that brings everything together, is here remembered and insisted upon. You cannot shake off the authoritative understanding of this higher aspect and its call. You can't shake off the power of what the call is. You are riveted to the spot inwardly by the story, the myth, the legend. It's got power, it's got backing, it's got there's stories, right? It's a legend. For you believe in the chronicle, the birthright of realization, penetration, and return upon the spiral. The spiral represents the sacredness of it all, the beginning, the ninth dimension, the void, all of it, the universe, right? The return upon the spiral, the return to one. This way of being also calls up wild events and experiences in order both to challenge and to rally your understanding into renewing itself by encompassing what is anything but already cosmically clear. You already know the answer. It's already cosmically clear. So it's going to challenge us to rally our understanding into renewing itself by encompassing what is anything but already cosmically clear, or what is anything but already cosmically clear. And as you discover how to enjoy and partake in the chaos below, which means like the underworld or like purgatory type space, living on the earth in the real plane. This is very cryptic. And as you discover how to enjoy and partake in the chaos below, as you discover and how to enjoy and partake in living here on planet Earth, and to commune within and heighten the dedication above, dedication to your higher self, to your higher calling, the path of always having known these things before, your remembrance of what's happening on the planet and why, and it's all meant to be, right, will reawaken in a whole other sense and become life-giving, life-renewing, and richly permeating and true. It's a total alchemical text written on parchment. Like literally an alchemical paragraph written on parchment. That is, it's so what I feel that the message is kind of overlying that very kind of cryptic message is that there's more than meets the eye. There's more that's going on than meets the eye. There's so much more. It's so much deeper than what we can see, but we've known these things before. We have this knowledge. We have this understanding. We're just remembering. We're stepping into the knowledge of that and taking ownership, owning the fact that this is knowledge, that we have. So what is the gene key for this this moon? Here we go. The 52nd gene key, called the still point. The shadow is stress. The gift is restraint. And the city is stillness. Funny to go from stress to restraint to eventually stillness. The 52nd city, the stilling of the wave. Now, that says a lot. The wave is emotions. The stilling of the wave has to do with the coming into neutral space within your emotion. That to me, like already, I'm like, whoa. The stilling of the wave. An interesting phenomenon occurs at the highest level of frequency that may help us understand why the acidic state transcends frequency altogether. If you consider what frequency really is, the oscillation of energy waves at different speeds and intervals, you will find that there is a paradox when you take the frequency to either of its extremes. Energy waves oscillating at lower and lower frequencies would eventually stop altogether, and you would experience nothingness. At the other end of the spectrum, energy waves vibrating at higher and higher frequencies eventually become so close together that they merge to create another kind of nothingness. The nothingness represents the acidic state. Obviously, there are many words used to describe this state. Bliss, or universal love, or, in the case of the 52nd city, stillness. The city of stillness can greatly help us to understand this concept of transcending frequency. Paradoxically, both ends of the spectrum lead to the same state. At both extremes of the spectrum, we experience stillness. Many spiritual systems or great teachers have referred to the ultimate enlightened state as nothingness, or the void, or I'm adding this, the ninth dimension. The Buddha he's been coming up a lot for me, the Buddha. The Buddha was particularly fond of this terminology. In fact, this 52nd city has a real taste of the Buddha about it. The ancient Chinese named the 52nd hexagram of the I Ching Keeping Still Mountain. And one is reminded here of the image of Buddha sitting in absolute stillness beneath his Bodhi tree, waiting for all the phenomena to dissolve and the true reality of enlightenment to shine through. When a being attains realization through the 52nd city, some intriguing things occur. Since all frequency and energy patterns are experienced as stopping, you find yourself sitting at the heart of all creation. All phenomena are experienced as wheeling around you as you become the still point of existence itself. The incredible sheath of fear and stress created by the world aura can no longer touch you, since you occupy a space outside of all that vibration. Remember the rabbits? The fear of the rabbits? The incredible sheath of fear and stress created by the world aura can no longer touch you, since you occupy a space outside of all vibration. The lion, the woman riding the lion. This is why mystics use terms such as the spaceless space to describe this state. Along with the stillness comes the experience of the 58th city of bliss, which is the programming partner of the 52nd city. These two great cities, the 52nd and the 58th, mirror one of the great universal concepts of geometry and physics, the torus. And yes, the eye of the storm. Hey, Chrisanne, and the torus. Which dimension is the torus? My moon goddesses. Do you remember which dimension is the shape of the torus? Ooh, quiz time! This stuff it's embedded. This is a very alchemical message coming through today, but I want to see if you guys remember which dimension is the shape of the torus, creates the torus. I'll give you a hint. It's the dimension, Raven, hang on, what is she? It's actually the 8th. It's the 8th dimension is the one that creates the torus. which is also known as, the eighth dimension is also known as the Akashic record. So these two great cities, the 52nd and the 58th, mirror one of the great universal concepts of geometry and physics, the torus. The torus is a multi-dimensional geometric figure that lies at the heart of all space-time. The torus demonstrates the universal laws of energy dynamics based on torque and spiraling forces. At one end of the torus is the black hole, representing the yin pole that sucks, contracts, and enfolds all energy and matter into itself. At the other end of the torus is the white hole, representing the yang pole that releases, creates, and expands all energy and matter outwards to create space, time itself. The torus is a magnificent figure that unites centrifugal and centripetal forces, bringing implosive and explosive dynamics. Whoa, that word is crazy. Implosive and explosive dynamics into the same system. Within human DNA, the torus, at the heart of all being, is directly experienced to the state of enlightenment, which unites stillness, the black hole, with bliss, the white hole. The experience of utter stillness and bliss is derived from a higher functioning of your genetics. The human endocrine system, what's one of the glands are one of the main 12 systems of the body. The human endocrine system is essentially an alchemical factory in which chemicals and hormones are combined and created. As we saw with the 50-second shadow, the glandular function of the body secrete the hormone adrenaline whenever this shadow is activated through the fear. The rabbits, remember? People living within the illusory field of the low frequencies, the illusion, the Neptunian illusion, are actually addicted to this hormone and the fear that creates it. Do you see how much is coming through here, you guys? These are different authors and different books. Like, they don't know each other. And we are receiving an integrative message between all of these symbols. People living within the illusory field of the low frequencies are actually addicted to this hormone and the fear that it creates it. People are addicted to fear. However, at the acidic level of frequency or lack of frequency, the body actually creates hormones and neurotransmitters that are extremely rarefied. Every city has its unique glandular secretion. And in the case of the 52nd city, a hormone is secreted which includes bliss and stillness throughout the body. For millennia, humans have sought these magical secretions and have mythologized them as elixirs and panaceas that can be created chemically. In recent years, certain substances and drugs have been created that imitate or activate these hormonal secretions, an example of which is the drug ecstasy. What we need to understand is that the process of mutation leading to such hormonal secretions is a highly delicate organic process that is catalyzed by a far more subtle process occurring at the energetic level. As this process has passed through many organic stages without interference, the body creates a physical counterpart to the subtle process that has taken place. In the case of the 52nd city, the experience of time standing still is reflected through a neurotransmitter that effectively stops thought when awareness is not required for communication. If you have read the 55th gene key, you have read all about a collective phenomenon that will soon be coming into the world, known as the stilling of the wave. This phenomenon will come about as a result of a physical, genetic mutation that is predicted to sweep through humanity beginning around the year 2027. I'm not even joking. This is now getting prophetic. Like, WTF. This phenomenon, known as the stilling of the wave, is going to show up as a result of a physical genetic mutation that is predicted to sweep through humanity beginning around the year 2027. This mutation will trigger a sequential process involving the flowering. I just got chills. I just got full body chills. The flowering of the 64 gene keys as at a collective level, and the expanding emergence of the gifts and the cities in the world. The expression stilling of the wave refers to the stilling of the chaotic emotional energy field that currently dominates our planet. I told you! It has to do with emotions. One of the cities we will see coming into the world more and more is the 52nd gene key or city. Remember that this 52nd gene key is a seed archetype, and it concerns the unfolding of intention into individual destiny through service. The unfolding of intention into individual destiny through service. Dude, the cube, where we enter our earthly destiny, our earthly existence. As all cities are collective in nature, the 52nd city also contains the seed of a great new beginning and the original intention and dream of mankind to realize our position as the still point at the heart of creation itself. Wendy, she said, "With the real Marshall matters, please stand up." Oh my God, this is wild. The 52nd city contains within itself the power to focus humanity into a single unified pattern. It emanates. This is what the Atlanteans wanted to do. This is why their whole city, we just watched a video today, their whole city, town, country, whatever, was split into chakras. And they had, the way they governed was like different groups governed the different chakras of that composed their whole country. And at various times during the cycles of the earth and the sun of the year, different groups would have power over the other ones. They would be like, okay, now the freaking root chakra group is going to govern us. Okay, now we're going to go to like the heart. And there was like a reason why they moved to, hey babe, there was a reason why they moved to like different governing aspects, but they represented the chakras. And then it was like, okay, now, you know, on the elements, right? Now the water group is in charge. Like now because they knew that not one could have the power over all of them, that's not how power works. It's a system. Everything is a system. It's interconnected. And to understand how it works, you have to understand, first of all, that it is a system. And that's why everything in ancient Atlantean philosophy, which you learn about in the Moon Goddess training, has to do with understanding the system in all the different ways. And it's all the same. It all ends in the same. It's always the same message, but you've got the language of sacred geometry, the language of dimensions, the language of the laws of the universe, right? Like the language of the astrology, the language of the systems of the body, language of the actual body, like how that all is transposed onto us, how we represent that. Where do we see ourselves in the sacred geometry? Where do we see ourselves in the dimensions? You have to understand the system in order for it to work And everyone has to understand that we are all one. And that's what I'm getting from this. The 52nd city contains within itself the power to focus humanity into a single unified pattern. It emanates a collective energy field that will eventually pacify the human emotional system. WTF. Remember, the emotions open the doors, but they can't pass through. Because in the other side, it's neutrality. It is the pacification of the human emotional system. The 52nd shadow of stress is closely related to time. Much stress is caused because people experience time as moving so fast that they panic and try to catch up with it. The aura of a single being manifesting this 52nd city will literally stop the thoughts of everyone in their vicinity. Wow. It's like pure presence. It is a city that increases the wavelength of the particles of the subatomic world, and in doing so, it slows down perceived time. Every city floods the energy field of humanity with its essence, so the presence of even a small number of beings at this level of consciousness will change the way in which all human emotions operate. This kind of influx of stillness into our planetary aura will make it possible for many millions of people, oh, check this out, to follow their right destiny into far wider service of the whole. To what? For all the little fishies to jump into the new currents. For many millions of people to follow their right destiny into far wider service of the whole. Boom. And that concludes, except we need to talk about where else all this happening in your chart, the astrology of this crazy, and I'm talking crazy, new moon in Cancer. Yes, exactly, Chrisanne. It only takes a few fish to change the current. This book is amazing. My crown always tingles when I read it. Me too. It is. It's like this visceral, it's like a visceral poetic transmissions, you know? So I'm a non-emotional being anyway, so that would be like vacation. Right? Exactly. Just keep swimming. Dude. Okay. So let's go through and talk about where this new moon is going to be in your chart so that you can have an experience or an understanding of where to focus on and where you're going to see a lot of these things start to show up in your life. I don't know why my screen does this, but okay, maybe that fixed it. Okay, whatever. We'll go through that. We'll go with that. All right, here we go. So if you're Aries, Sun, Moon, and Venus in the chat, let us know. Aries is going through a 4th house transit. So this is the house of the home and family. So issues of home and family are going to come up. If there's any challenge that is presented by Jupiter, by the T-square to Saturn, to the nodes, the square from Pluto to Mars, I mean, it's all like being kind of... what do we call it? Channeled through the new moon energies. Sorry, I'm like not, because you can't even see the name and it bothers me. It bothers me. Okay. So my green screen has been it means it's time to move. Like when the lights start doing this, it's time to move the studio. It's like the studio's ready to go. We don't want to work anymore. Okay. So earlier today, this is so funny. We were talking about, in the Moon Goddess training, we were talking about electricity, water and electricity, and how the ancient Atlanteans, how they actually used the pyramids, the Great Pyramids, and what's actually underneath the Sphinx. We talk about how the Halls of Amenti, which is mentioned in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, how they are actually underneath the Sphinx and the Great Pyramid, and what they actually are. And we were talking about and sharing, and then all of a sudden the breaker goes out in my room and everything turns off. Speaking of water and electricity, the electricity just goes just in my room, like not even in the kitchen, like just the breaker for this room just like went out. And it's never happened before the entire time that I've lived here, which has been literally a year. This is the first time that it ever happens where it's like we're talking about electricity. Like it was just crazy. It was just crazy. But anyways, we're talking that everything is being channeled through this energy of this new moon in Cancer. And for you, focus on what's going to show up within home and family and how you can nurture yourself and nurture others within that space, Aries. I went completely off on a tangent, Aries. I'm sorry. All right. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. Taurus is having a third house transit. So for you, this is about communication. So you need to learn to bring your focus, and this is Tuesday, okay? Bring your focus into the way you're communicating, what you're saying, and listen to your heart and speak from your heart. And that will make whatever communication comes through more compassionate, received better if you speak from your heart during this time. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising, you guys are having a second house transit. So Gemini, this is about, remember, it's about nurturing and love and feelings and emotions. So you're going to feel emotional in this realm too, wherever this house is that I'm telling you. So Gemini's second house is your sense of self-esteem, your sense of self-worth, how much you value yourself, what you value in life in general. This is where your emotions are going to be kind of focused on. So it's important to make sure that you are doing things that make you feel really good. And when you're doing things that make you feel good, then you're going to feel like you're at the right place at the right time, and all that good stuff. All right, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. Obviously, this is like your new moon. This is your season. Happy birthday to all Cancers. So I think it's actually Dawn's birthday on this new moon. I just realized this. This is happening on Tuesday, and Tuesday's his birthday. So this literally a birthday new moon for Dawn. So everybody say happy birthday, Dawn. So Cancer is having a first house transit. So this is about listen to yourself, listen to your heart, listen to your own intuition, know who you are, be in yourself, be in your own identity, be in your own sense of knowing who you are, and you'll receive beautiful messages that come through for you through your own intuition. Leo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. You guys are having a 12th house transit. So this is a spiritual new moon. Whenever anything happens in the 12th house, it's spirituality, it's divinity, it's connection to the divine, connection to your thank you guys for saying happy birthday. Connection to your higher self. So, and he's like, thanks. Connection to your higher self, connection to knowing that there's more than that meets the eye than what is in front of you. And if you recognize that, this will be if you drop into your heart and you listen and you intuitively pay attention to your emotions, what you're going to feel is that you're on the right track, and that the track is the spiritual path. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. Virgo's having an 11th house transit. So this is the realm of friends, also the realm of world views, how you see the world. Focus on compassion, focus on love, focus on empathy as well, and do your best to connect and speak from your heart to your friends as you network, as you grow your network. Make sure that you are going and moving from the heart. All of us should be doing that during this time, is moving from the heart space. Libra, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, you guys are having a 10th house transit, which means that this is about career and life path. Career and life path. And so what you have is how you show up. So it's saying show up with your heart forward. Show up heart forward. That's going to be the most important thing for you to feel like you're living your purpose, your destiny, your path. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, you guys are having a 9th house transit. This is the house of spiritual integration. This is the house of expansion. So growth. There's a lot of growth that can happen when you step into your heart. Listen to how you feel. Listen to your emotions. How can you nurture yourself more? This will help you grow. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, you guys are having 8th house transit. So this is about change and transformation, shifting, new beginnings, tower moments, the veil coming off and you seeing the truth, and then let the tower fall. Let those towers fall and let them open up your heart and help you become more vulnerable, which in essence will help you heal at a deeper level. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, you guys are having a 7th house transit. And so this is about relationships, the power of relationships to help you nurture yourself and learn how to nurture yourself and learn how to nurture others. So you'll see if any challenges show up for any of us, you guys, it's going to happen and it's going to be concentrated in the area of life where the sun and the moon are going to be at, because they're channeling the whole frequency of that whole day. It gets concentrated there. So for you, it has to do with your intimate relationships and partnerships, Capricorn. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, you guys are having a 6th house transit. So this is about learning to be present with your emotions, learning to be present with how you feel, learning to be present with your feelings. What are they saying to you? What are they communicating to you? Let your feelings, let your emotions open you up to be more present for yourself during this time. And last but not least, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising is having a 5th house transit, which is about letting your emotions take you on a ride, not like a chaotic ride, but a ride towards your creativity, towards expanding your creativity. And that's going to help you feel more grounded. That's going to help you feel more, solid within yourself. That's going to help you feel like you're flowing. It's about staying in the flow by letting the emotions also flow as well. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I will be back tomorrow, and then we're taking a whole week off while I move. And my plan is to be back the week after, but make sure you are on my email list so you get any news, notifications, anything like that. And make sure you also follow me on Instagram, Telegram, MeWe, all those platforms, TikTok too, at Channel for Grace. And I will see you all again tomorrow. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend. Sat Nam.